Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirai Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Thank you all for joining Bhagavatam study. One of the best thing we can do in our life. Read Bhagavatam daily. So we are reading Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 39 today. So who is going to read further?
Prabhuji, this was allocated to Archana Mataji.
I think not joined.
As she is not here, I will read. Prabhuji, may I?
Please, please. Go ahead, Mataji.
Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 39. Yudhishthira uvacha naham veda gatim pitror bhagavan kwa gatav itaha ambava hata putrartha kwa gata cha tapasvini. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Maharaja Yudhishthira said, O godly personality, I do not know where my two uncles have gone, nor can I find my ascetic aunt who is grief-stricken by the loss of all her sons. Purport. Maharaja Yudhishthira, as a good soul and devotee of the Lord, was always conscious of the great loss of his aunt and her sufferings as an ascetic. An ascetic is never disturbed by all kinds of sufferings, and that makes him strong and determined on the path of spiritual progress. Queen Gandhari is a typical example of an ascetic because of her marvelous character in many trying situations. She was an ideal woman as mother, wife, and ascetic, and in the history of the world, such a character in a woman is rarely found. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So continuing how Yudhishthira Maharaj is lamenting, just for the benefit of those who are joined today, those who are not there earlier. The background is that the Mahabharata war is finished. Vidura, who had gone out because of Dushasana's insult for Tirtha Yatra, has come back. Now, Dhritarashtra was living with the Pandavas because his all children has been killed and Yudhishthira Maharaj was a king. So Vidura comes and he started speaking to his elder brother Dhritarashtra. There he actually chastises Dhritarashtra. You are staying in an enemy's house like a dog. You're eating the remnants of Bhima, whom you wanted to kill. He is our enemy. I mean, that's how. And the Vidura says, get out of this place. Go out, go to north. So basically he's saying you renounce your life. So, but see the mood of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yudhishthira Maharaj never considered the Tarashtra as his enemy, even though he tried so many ways to kill Pandavas. Yudhishthira is lamenting because my aunt and uncle, they were so nice, ascetic aunt. So, plus we can see in the previous verses how Yudhishthira Maharaj daily morning He will do his Nitya Karma and offer respect to his Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. So he will respect, he will take care of them so nicely. Now, because Vidura chastised Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, and Vidura, all three left overnight without telling anyone. Now, Yudhishthira is lamenting. He's asking Sanjaya, where is my uncle? Where is the two uncles, Vidura and Dhritarashtra, gone? Where is my aunt, who is so grief-stricken because she has lost her children? So this is the mode in a devotee works. A devotee never considers anyone as his enemy, even though that person has done so much bad. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, an ascetic is never disturbed by all kinds of suffering. This place is full of sufferings. Material world is full of suffering. The different level of suffering, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, birth, death, old age, disease. This is the one level of sufferings. Then three gunas, mode of sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna, and the tapatrayas, the Adibhautika, Adidevika, and Adhyatmika. So the problem of my body and my mind, and the problem of other living entities, problem created by the nature, the Adidevika, and all these problems there in the material world. The best place is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Sufferings will be there. There is no place we can find always happiness. We'll have somewhere some kind of a little happiness, and that is very, very kshanika or chapala. So whereas all other places is package of problems only. When talk about the sufferings, there's a joke. I mean, please don't get offended, especially the Matajis. So when a boy and girl get married, girl gets 2 rings, boy gets 3 rings. Can anyone tell what are the 2 rings boy gets, what are 3 rings girl gets? Sorry, what are the 2 rings girl gets, what are 3 rings boy gets? Please don't get offended. I'm just joking. Anyone would share? Asking anyone if you know, please unmute. Everybody married, right? Everybody got engagement ring?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So that's 1 ring.
Yes.
You got marriage ring?
Yes.
Yes. After that, you got any got ring?
No, Prabhuji.
You got suffering.
Correct.
Sorry. Just a joke. Huh? It's okay.
The 3 rings.
Okay, we'll move on to the 39, to the 40. Yeah. Who's going to read the 40? Anyone allocated 40?
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Nobody allocated. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Karnadhara
Karna.
pare Bhagavan paradashakha atha bhabhasya Bhagavan narado muni sattamaha. Translation and purport.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. You are like a captain of a ship in a great ocean, and you can direct us to our destination. Thus addressed the godly personality Devarishi Narada, greatest of the philosopher devotees, began to speak. Purport. There are different types of philosophers, and the greatest of all of them are those who have seen the personality of Godhead and have surrendered themselves in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Among all such pure devotees of the Lord, Devarishi Narada is the chief, and therefore he has been described herein as the greatest of all philosopher devotees. Unless one has become a sufficiently learned philosopher by hearing the Vedanta philosophy from a bona fide spiritual master, one cannot be a learned philosopher devotee. One must be very faithful, learned and renounced. Otherwise, one cannot be a pure devotee. A pure devotee of the Lord can give us direction towards the other end of Nisines. Devarishi Narada used to visit the palace of Maharaja Yudhishthira because the Pandavas were all pure devotees of the Lord, and Devarishi was always ready to give them good counsel whenever needed. Hare Krishna.
So, Yudhishthira Maharaj actually is speaking to Narada Muni. So, Yudhishthira is saying, you are like a captain of the ship, the great ocean. The material world is ocean. So, we need a nice captain in the boat who can take us to the other side of the ocean. Some ordinary person cannot take this material world. Material lake is a big ocean. You cannot swim. Ordinary swimmer cannot take it. We need a real big boat. And we need a real wonderful captain who can take us. So here Narada is, that's kind of a captain. He can take millions of people the other side of, what's the other side of the ocean? Is spiritual world. This is a material world. That's a spiritual world. Like Kannada, there is a saying that no, illirudu summane, allirudu nammane. So the spiritual world is our ultimate. So there Narada only can take. Narada has that capacity. That's why Narada is a spiritual master of the many great personalities, including Prahlad, Dhruva, and so many. So personalities become disciples of Narada Muni. So he keep on chanting Narayana's name. So here Prabhupada says in the purport, unless one is surrendered themselves in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, one cannot understand the Supreme Personality Godhead. So spiritual life, bhakti means need to surrender. So surrender is a process. It cannot happen overnight. It has to, the process has to happen and transform the heart. So it is not from the brain, it's from the heart. Divya Jnana Hridaya Prakashute. So that Divya Jnana has to, kind of come out in your heart. Heart transformation has to happen. So then only the surrender can happen. Surrender, one of the Prabhu saying, at least before surrender, you surrender. Sira means head. You keep your head, bow down to somebody. Today's world, we cannot bow down. If you're bowing down before somebody is against my ego, I cannot bend because my ego is so much. I'm ego. So, like Bhagavad Krishna says, Prakriti Krimanani Gunai Karmani Sarvasha Ahankara Vimudhatma Katha iti manyate says, Ahankara Vimudha. This Atma, out of Ahankara, the Atma thinks that I'm the doer. But it's not done by anything done by the Jiva. This Prakriti and the Supreme Lord's blessings, things are happening. So that's why Prabhupada says, first and foremost, we should surrender. Now, what is surrender? Is that so easy? Yes, it is so easy, but that practice required. First and foremost, that little change in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanena Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So, like a blade of grass, like a tree, and without expecting any respect, give respect to others, and Kirtaniya Sadahari, chant the holy name of Krishna always. Kirtaniya Sadahari, Satata Kirtayanto Mam, Krishna also says that. So, with that mood, we should surrender. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharma Parityajya, Mam Eka Smaranam Vraja, Am Twas Mahameka Sharanam Vraja, Am Twas Sarva Pabebhyo Moksha Shamasuchaha. Just surrender unto me. Give up all your activities. Not dharma, not Hindu dharma, not Christian dharma, Islam dharma. No. Give up all your activities. Just surrender to me alone. Mam ekam. Krishna is getting. Amta sarva papebhyo. I will take care of all your sins. I'll take care of all your problems. Ma suchaha. Do not worry. So surrender. That is a faith. We should develop that faith as a practice devotees. We should have the strong faith. Krishna, avashya raksha Krishna. Krishna will definitely protect me. Krishna is definitely provide ananya chintayanto ma yevijana pariupasate. Krishna says, he says, do not worry. I will provide what you don't have. I will protect what you have. All that require satata kirtayantama. That's what it is. Tesha satata yuktana bhajata priti purvakam dadad buddhi yogam tam. So what is required is buddhi yogatam required. We need the priti purvaka seva to devotional service to Krishna. The Prabhupada says themselves is surrendered, transcendent, loving service of Lord. So that is the key point. So we have to serve Krishna and Krishna's devotees. That not out of force, not out of obligation, not out of anybody's fear, just a loving service. Out of our own love, which is the service. So whenever there is an option to an opportunity to serve, we grab means not grab somebody's leg. Grab means don't request, yes, can I do this service? That loving service should come. Then only the bhakti can improve. Prabhupada writes that unless one has become sufficiently learned in philosophy, by hearing Vedanta philosophy from a bona fide spiritual master, one cannot be a learned philosopher or devotee. So we have to hear. So Krishna says, Takshunu, he says, hear now. So hearing the topmost, the point in Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, the Bhakti steps. So the Navavidha Bhakti, Shravana comes in the first. We have to hear, continuously hear, because what we hear, it goes in. The both ears, it should go in. Then it will go into the heart. Then heart transformation happens. It's not that in ISKCON, generally we make a joke. It's ISKCON lectures like ISKCON say ISKCON, means you hear from this and leave from this. That is not the hearing. Hearing means attentively hearing and make note of it. And after that, manana, shravana, patana, manana. We have to continuously, we have to remember it and we have to meditate on this. What did I hear? How I'm going to change my life? How I'm going to improve my life? That is the patana, manana required. So that hear from whom? Hear from both, bona fide spiritual master. So one should be kind of a proper sampradaya, and you should follow what the person is speaking. You should follow Guru Sadhu Shastra. The person who's speaking, you should follow this Guru and is follow Shastra. One cannot concoct, one cannot create his own philosophy. He should just repeat. Srila Prabhupada, like in Bhagavad Gita says, as it is. I wish one should repeat whatever Krishna says, whatever Acharya says, repeat as it is. And I cannot, I can add stories here and there, but not concoct, not, make the out of the word meaning. That is what the point is, that I should speak as it is. Then one can be a learned devotee. Now, Prabhupada also says that Yudhishthira Maharaj was a pure devotee of the Lord. Just not a devotee, he was a pure devotee. Pure devotee means Ananya Chintayantam, Anyabhilashita Shunya, Jnana Karmadi Anavritam, Anukulena, Anushilanam, Bhaktiruttamam. Nectar devotion, the Rupa Goswami also says this, Chaitanya Charitamrita also says this. Anya Abhilashita Shunya. One should not have any other Abhilasha. Anna Abhilashita Shunya. No other Abhilasha. Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. I have not bothered about Jnana and Karma. Anukulena Anushilanam. And my bhakti should be favorable and as wanted by Krishna. Not that what I want is what he wants. And should be as directed by him. And that is Bhakti Ruttama. We should offer whatever the best we have for Krishna. Whatever we cook, and not actually whatever we cook, we should cook the best and offer to Krishna as a bhoga and request Krishna, Krishna, I have made something for you. Please eat it. Please accept it. Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. He says, even if you give a leaf, little water, little fruit, little flower, if you give it love, I'll take it. If you give bhoga, I'll eat it. So, but point is that, do I have the love? With that love only, he'll accept. He doesn't require the opulences. We know the story of how when Krishna came in Hastinapur, Duryodhana made a big feast, varieties of items. He wanted to kind of influence Krishna. But Krishna did not come to Duryodhana's place. He went to Vidura's place. Vidura had a small hut, not a big house. And Vidura was not there. Vidurani, the Vidura's wife, she was there. When Krishna came, she was so excited. She did not know what to do. Supreme Lord has come. She ran inside what to offer to Lord. She found some banana. She was peeling banana. And instead of giving Krishna banana, she was giving the peels and throwing the banana. Krishna was eating the peels so happily. That time Vidura came. Vidura saw this. Vidurani, the peeling banana and giving the peels to Krishna, and she's throwing the banana. And Krishna is peacefully eating those peels, banana peels. Vidura shouted, "Hey, what are you doing?" Then she realized what doing. Then Krishna says, "Hey, Vidura, don't worry. This is the best offering I ate. This is a tastiest boga I ate." Because he saw Vidurani's love there, mother's love. Even we see at home also, right? We go to star hotel, eat, pay thousand rupees. But at home, your mother makes even simple food. See the taste, because there's a love. When mothers cook, they pour their love in that. So that is what makes a taste. Same thing when offered to Krishna, out of love, that prasad becomes tasty. That's why prasad means saksha darshan of Krishna. We can see Krishna in the prasad. That's why Prabhupada always insisted prasad distribution. Any ISKCON program, there is no the program without prasad. Sumptuous prasad. They should eat sumptuously, because that is the best thing we can do. So prasad is non-different from Krishna. So we'll read one more sloka quickly.
I will read, Prabhuji. Are anyone willing?
It's okay. Nobody is sitting.
I will read, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Canto 1, chapter 13, text 41. Narada uvacha ma kanchana sucho rajan yadishvara vasam jagat loka sapalaya syeme vahanti balim ishitu sa samyunakti bhutani sa eva viyunakti cha. Translation. Sri Narada said, "O pious king, do not lament for anyone, for everyone is under the control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, all living beings and their leaders carry on worship to be well protected. It is He only who brings them together and disperses them. Purport. Every living being, either in this material world or in the spiritual world, is under the control of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. Beginning from Brahmaji, the leader of this universe, down to the insignificant ant, all are abiding by the order of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the constitutional position of the living being is subordination under the control of the Lord. The foolish living being, especially man, artificially rebels against the law of the Supreme and thus becomes chastised as an asura or lawbreaker. A living being is placed in a particular position by the order of the Supreme Lord, and he is again shifted from that place by the order of the Supreme Lord or his authorized agents. Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Maharaja Yudhishthira, or in modern history, Napoleon, Akbar, Alexander, Gandhi, Subhash, and Nehru, all are servants of the Lord, and they are placed in and removed from their respective positions by the supreme will of the Lord. None of them is independent, even though such men or leaders rebel so as not to recognize the supremacy of the Lord. They are put under still more rigorous laws of the material world by different miseries. Only the foolish man therefore says that there is no God. Maharaja Yudhishthira was being convinced of this naked truth because he was greatly overwhelmed by the sudden departure of his old uncles and aunt. Maharaja Dhritarashtra was placed in that position according to his past deeds. He had already suffered or enjoyed the benefits accrued to him in the past, but due to his good luck, somehow or other he had a good younger brother Vidura, and by his instruction he left to achieve salvation by closing all accounts in the material world. Ordinarily, one cannot change the course of one's due happiness and distress by plan. Everyone has to accept them as they come under the subtle arrangement of Kala or invincible time. There is no use trying to counteract them. The best thing is, therefore, that one should endeavor to achieve salvation, and this prerogative is given only to man because of his developed condition of mental activities and intelligence. Only for man or their different Vedic instructions for attainment of salvation during the human form of existence. One who misuses this opportunity of advanced intelligence is verily condemned and put into different types of miseries, either in this present life or in the future. That is the way the Supreme controls everyone. Hare Krishna.
So Narada Muni answers Yudhishthira saying that, yeah, you don't have to lament. It is not you are responsible for this. It is Krishna who is responsible. He says his Supreme Lord, the will of the Supreme Lord, that is the responsibilities. In Krishna also says Kala. Kala is another way Krishna appears. In the previous verse we seen when Yudhishthira goes to Bhishma. Bhishma also says this, hey Yudhishthira, you don't have to worry. It is Kala who is responsible. Kala is over a period of time. Everybody has to lose. So Prabhupada gives example here. Even the great personality like Brahma, Shiva, of course, Shiva doesn't have death, whereas Brahma and all Devi Devatas, they have death. And Prabhupada also quotes the great other kings, Akbar, or great leaders, Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru. They are all gone. How many of them remember? Because time has gone. And some other level comes and they'll also go. Somebody else will come. So this is going on. So Krishna will destroy, Krishna will bring somebody else. So as a practicing devotees, our job is to somehow or other make this life successful and get out of this place. I hope like Brahma also has a death, and even the smallest ant also got death. So we have to make this human life successful. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. None of them is independent. Nobody, none of us is independent. Nobody can be permanent here. And we are not independent also. We are dependent. We are controlled by so many things, so many places, the material contaminants and so many places, the nature, and so many ways we are bound in this material world. So only the liberated person can release us. So for that, Krishna says, Tadvidi pranipatena, praniprashnena sevaya, upadekshanti te jnanam tattvadarshinaha. You have to surrender to that tattvadarshi. And how? Tadvidi pranipatena, pariprashnena sevaya. Ask questions. How? By serving. And that tattvadarshi will give you the direction, will tell you what is the right way to do that. So that's why here for Dharashtra, that guru comes in the form of Vidura. Vidura gives the right knowledge to Dharashtra, telling that this is enough. Get out. Now it's time for you to go back home, back to Godhead. So till now, Dharashtra was so attached to this body, and he was old. He was, very bad condition. He was defeated, and he was staying in his enemy's house. So that's how the Vidura comes and releases him, takes him out. So Prabhupada says that ordinarily one cannot change the course of one's due course of happiness and distress by plan. So we may do so many plans, but Krishna has a different plans. I cannot bring happiness by my plan. I can bring happiness by planning for Krishna's happiness. When Krishna is happy, I can get happiness. But if I plan for my happiness, that may not happen. So best thing is to always plan to serve Krishna. Prabhupada says there is no use of trying to counteract them. There's so many problems will come. You cannot counteract any of the problems. Only way to simply accept whatever will come and go on with the devotional service. Prabhupada says in the last words here, the The misuse of this opportunity of advanced intelligence is verily condemned and put into different types of miseries. Krishna has given us the independent, the free will he has given. And that independent, if I misuse it, I will be put into the bad type of miseries. And that can be in this life or the next life. So best thing is to understand that and take up the chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant sincerely, lovingly, and serve devotional service to Krishna, whatever best possible, with the full dedication, full, love. Your life will be successful. With this, I'll stop here. Devotees can share their comments, any feedback. Who want to share? Asha Mataji, you want to share? Hare Krishna. Asha Mataji, dira?
Nana Prabhuji.
Ah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna.
My takeaways, I have to surrender to achieve bhakti. It cannot happen in a day. So by cleansing the heart, it can happen. For that, practice is required, and without expecting anything, I should learn to respect others and always hear whatever is related to spiritual understanding. I should have complete faith in Krishna, the Supreme, that he would protect me. For that, again, I have to surrender with loving services to him. As a devotee, my aim should be to get out of this life and make this life a successful one. To achieve this, again, I have to practice. I may have a plan, but Krishna will have a different plan. So I should accept whatever comes my way and completely surrender to the Supreme. That's my takeaway, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Same, Prabhuji. We should surrender to God. We should serve God and his devotees also. And then hearing from bona fide master should happen continuously, and from that, and not only continuously, we should meditate on it. That means we should remember it often. Remembering is meditation. And then whatever we do, it should be as per Krishna's likings. And then we should not expect anything from anyone. We should surrender to God. We should chant for that. And then we can be what to say, the liberation can happen only through liberated souls. They can release us from everything, and we are not at all independent. We all come under the invincible time kala. So only thing what we can do is we should chant. Sincerely, we should chant. That's all, Prabhuji, to overcome everything. Hare Krishna.
Mariappan Prabhu, want to share anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
For false ego, the false ego must be overcome, and for unconditional surrender, one must overcome the false ego, and without expecting respect, provide respect generously to others. And only after surrender and faith, Lord can take away all my sins and provide whatever required for me. Loving service, wholeheartedly indulge myself in devotional service unconditionally. Shravanam, Mananam, meditate and repeat as it is. It's really challenging, Prabhuji. Shravanam is really okay. I'm sincere. But Mananam, meditate and repeat. Really, I must practice and I must imbibe in myself. Then only one can emerge. Then only one can emerge as a pure devotee. Bhakti should be bhakti should as decided by Lord Krishna, and it is not like me delivering it out. The love and the mood in which we offer is observed and recognized by Supreme Lord. Prasad is enriched with the love and affection of devotees, and even great leaders and personalities are not exempted by time. No one is independent. Everyone is based by bound by nature and controlled by Supreme Lord. Dhritarashtra is provided precious spiritual knowledge by Vidura. That is how he could able to enter into spiritual world and simply accept the problems and sincerely emerge in engage in devotional service to Supreme Lord. That much I have understood, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Murali Prabhu, you want to say anything? Sudhir Prabhu, anything you want to share?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Murali Prabhu, yes, Prabhu. I want to share, I want to tell what I feel so that I want to learn from other devotees also, Prabhu. As you told, we have to surrender to the Lord. Then if we surrender to the Lord, our material capacities will expand, Prabhu. Otherwise, it will be very blunt, it will be limited. Then, second point, no matter what happens, keep on attempting to do devotional service, and our karma will burn, and Lord will give us the chance to do service, Prabhu. Some experience I have.
Thank you,
Prabhu. Then he'll tell us our position, what to do, how to serve. He will also tell, Prabhu. That also something, Prabhu. I may be right, I may be wrong. Then boat also, boat. So we should be a part of the boat, and we have to make that boat to the spiritual world, Prabhu. Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Krishna has plans. He will only tell. Wait for the plan. That is also correct, Prabhu. And then the taste. Taste will come, Prabhu. As we proceed spiritually, taste will start developing. That there is a different platform of taste, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Okay.
Sudhir Prabhu, want to say anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, what my personal view is, we should show an unconditional love to Supreme Lord. The bhakti is very, very important here. So, as you rightly said, so this cannot happen overnight. Okay, so we should keep chanting, and we should always be thinking about the Supreme Lord, so that gradually, we can try to become close to Lord Krishna. This is what I personally feel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Shankar Prabhu. Mandira. Okay. Ramesh Krishna Prabhu. Okay. So no response. Okay. So we'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarabhyasya kripa devacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tomorrow same time 9 o'clock we'll join Zoom call. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Thank you for the
Thank you.
class.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.